newspapers with Nicholas Rushworth. Hi there, Nick.
Hi to you, Catherine.
And we're going to start off with Aujourd'hui-en-France, Le Parisien.
And a figure that we're used to here on France 24, a blast from the past there, he is DSK, Dominique Strauss-Kahn. We know him, of course, for the 2011 episode in that hotel in New York. And he's back on the front page of Le Parisien-Aujourd'hui-en-France explaining himself about a nasty episode, another one, Catherine, can you believe it, that concerns the suicide of his business partner, Thierry Lane, what was that, 10 days ago? And this is all to do with his involvement in a Luxembourg-based bank. Dominique Strauss-Kahn was actually in charge of starting up a hedge fund worth a whopping, get this, Catherine, €1.5 billion. The partner committed suicide, fell off a building in Tel Aviv, 3 days after Dominique Strauss-Kahn quit his job as chairman of that company.
And so what's he actually telling the newspapers then?
Well, yeah, the headline there, he explains himself. He says, well, I'm a non-executive chairman. I was a non-executive chairman. And he adds that, well, I was in a disagreement about debt strategy for the company and bowed out in a normal way. But, of course, the paper there commenting in its editorial that, well, this is very much not a good thing for him. It's another mauvaise passe, another impasse for him. And, of course, we've got to remember that Dominique Strauss-Kahn, Catherine, at one point was very much favourite to be socialist president. The cartoon in Le Parisien-Aujourd'hui-en-France this Thursday does a lot of the talking, actually, because it shows Dominique Strauss-Kahn with the president, François-Hollande, and Dominique Strauss-Kahn says, oh, I've got so many woes and headaches and problems at the moment. And Hollande says, well, just imagine if you'd actually been the president of the French Republic. So,
very difficult times for both men. Let's move on to François-Hollande himself, who's also in the papers.
He is. He's making the front page of Le Figaro, the right-wing paper there. You can see Hollande, and not alone again. He's with Manuel Valls, his prime minister, and the headline there, La guerre des nerfs. So a war of nerves between the two men. The paper is saying that basically they are diametrically opposed in terms of temperament. What we've got here is Valls speaking more and more as if he is president, and Hollande getting very irritated by that. And of course, apparently, according to Le Figaro, which is very right-wing and against the socialists, saying that both men irritate each other furiously.
It's not nice to be upstaged, is it? Especially when you're president of France.
Let's go to more serious stuff, this time inside the newspaper Le Figaro, which in page 9 has an article about this whole imbroglio concerning a delivery of 2 warships to Russia. Of course, the Ukraine crisis is going on. There are compliance requirements for EU governments in terms of the sanctions on Russia. There you can see that story saying that the Vladivostok vessel, there you can see in Saint-Nazaire, is ready to be delivered. And of course, there's a whole kerfuffle now about, well, Russia is saying, yes, we have an invitation to attend the delivery ceremony on the 14th of November, and the Elysée Palace is saying, no, you don't. So there's a crossed wires there. The Parisien-Aujourd'hui reporting on that, saying, yes, there is a denial from the Elysée about that. So the paper Le Parisien actually prints the letter itself for the invitation. So that's lots of red faces there.
Slightly hard to deny when they're printing it. Well, we'll move on to the main left-wing paper, Libération. They're leading with another story that's been huge news here in France this week.
Well, it has, hasn't it? It's been an emotional week, hasn't it? Because there's been so much attention on this young man, 21-year-old Rémi Fraisse, who's an eco-protester. And there we can see Libération's front page looking at this whole dam project that Rémi Fraisse really strongly opposed. He was killed by a concussion grenade. And there you can see the headline there in Libé this Thursday. And it's saying, well, there's going to be an announcement soon that the whole dam project will be scrapped. That's Libération's take. Le Parisien-Aujourd'hui reporting on this, saying, well, what we've got here is the whole question of a dossier and a whole project in the southwest of the country, in the Tarn region, which was just never going to get off the ground in the first place. It's a poisoned dossier. You can see the headline there. And, of course, what we've got now, Catherine, in Saturday, there's going to be more protests against this dam project, and there's going to be tributes to Remy Fraisse, the 21-year-old, on Saturday. And we saw incidents last night outside the Paris town hall, didn't we, the Hôtel de Ville, about this whole incident. So one of the top stories this week.
Absolutely. Many people in France are very angry and wanting to know exactly what happened down there at that dam project. Thanks very much, Nick Rushworth. He'll be back a little bit later on this morning with a look through the international papers for us. For now, though, we're going to check out what's making